Hi, this is Ashley Bedford, founder of the Runtime Diaries, where we make AI practical, profitable, and human. So today I am super excited to do partnership with Educative and do their hashtag 30 days of code challenge. So we're going to be walking through 30 days of one particular LeetCode problem at random and solve it for you. Break it down so you can easily understand it. And today's problem on day one is the K empty slots problem. So we got the hard one this time. Let's walk through this problem step by step so you can get a good understanding of what it is and how to solve it. Let's get into it.
All right, so I want you to picture this. You're standing in front of a long street of houses. Every night, one house turns on its light, and you've been challenged to find the first night when two houses have their lights on. But there are exactly K dark houses sitting between them. Sounds simple, right? But here's the catch. The order the lights turn on is completely random. And figuring out which day that perfect pattern happens is trickier than it looks. Welcome back to the Runtime Diaries, where we make algorithms visual and human. Today, we're breaking down LeetCode's K empty slots problem. And by the end of this video, I promise you'll understand it deeply enough to explain it to someone else at brunch. Here's what the problem gives you. You have N bulbs, each sitting in a position numbered 1 through N, like houses on a street. You're given an array called bulbs, where bulbs of D-1 tells you which position turns on at the end of day D. So if bulbs equals from left to right in the array 3, 1, 5, 4, 2, it means on day 1, house 3 lights up. Day 2, house 1 lights up. Day 3, house 5 lights up. Day 4, house 4 lights up, and day 5, house 2 lights up. But what we need to find is the earliest day number when there are two houses. So let's say L and R, both with their lights on and exactly K dark houses in between them. If it never happens, we return -1. That's the whole problem in one sentence. But before we rush to solve it, let's make it visual. Here's where most people get stuck. They think the bulbs array is already ordered left to right, but it's not. It's ordered by time, not position. So what do? We flip the perspective. I like to imagine a sticky note board where each sticky note represents a house. On each note, we write the day that house lights up. So for example, bulbs array equals 3, 1, 5, 4, 2 from left to right. That's going to become days array equals 2, 5, 1, 4, 3 from left to right. And here's how you read it. House 1 lights up on day 2. House 2 lights up on day 5. House 3 lights up on day 1. House 4 lights up on day 4, and house 5 lights up on day 3. Now we have a clear left to right timeline of the street. Each index in this new array tells us when that house lights up. This is crucial because now we can start thinking spatially about which houses are on, off, or waiting to turn on. So let's build intuition with a slow, simple approach, what I call the peek through every window method. So imagine sliding a little window of size K+2 across the street. The two ends of that window are our candidate bulbs, the ones that might both be on with exactly K dark ones between them. So if our left house is L and our right house should be R, equaling L plus K plus 1, we just check if every house between them turns on later than both L and R. If that's true, it means that L and R are already on, and everything in between is still dark. That's a valid day. So we keep track of the earliest such day using max of days of L and days of R. But here's the downside. For every possible left position, we might check up to K houses inside. If K is large, this quickly turns into O of N times K time. It works, but it's slow, especially when N can be in the thousands. So, the brute force version is like checking every single pair of houses on every single day. It's doable when the street is short, but what if the street had 10,000 houses? You'd be walking back and forth all night. We need a way to stop wasting time on houses that can't possibly make a valid pair. Here's where the transformation happens. We'll turn our brute force window into a smart sliding window that moves intelligently. We'll use 3 pointers. L, the left bulb, R, which equals L plus K plus 1, the right bulb, and I, a little scout that walks through our middle houses checking if they ruin our window. Now think of max of days of L and days of R as the latest day the two ends turn on. If any house in the middle turns on earlier than that day, it spoils the gap. It's no longer empty. When that happens, we don't just move forward by 1. We jump our window ahead so that the spoiler becomes the new left bulb. This skips tons of unnecessary checks. If our scout makes it all the way from L plus 1 to R without finding a spoiler, then we found a valid window. And we record the day max of days of L and days of R. After that, we move the window forward and keep going. The beautiful part is each pointer, L, R, and I, only ever moves forward. We never revisit the same house twice. That means even though it looks like we're scanning nested windows, we're actually just doing a single linear pass. So the time complexity drops to O of N. The only extra memory we use is for our day's sticky note board. So the space complexity stays O of N too. And just like that, we've gone from an exhaustive search to a smooth linear time walk across the street. Now, a quick few notes to help you think like a pro. If K equals 0, that means you're looking for adjacent bulbs that turn on side by side. So as soon as 2 neighbors light up, you're done. If the total number of bulbs in is smaller than K plus 2, there's literally no room for a valid pair, so we automatically return -1. And always remember, positions are 1-based, but arrays in code are 0-based index. So days of position -1 equals day. That's one of the easiest ways to accidentally get an off by 1 bug. So to recap visually, imagine walking down a street at night holding a flashlight. Each day, 1 porch light flicks on somewhere random. Your sticky note board tells you the schedule, when each house plans to turn on. The naive version, you're walking house by house every night, checking everything. But the optimized version, you've learned to skip. You only stop walking when you actually see a light that breaks the pattern. And once you understand this mindset, that's the leap from beginner to algorithmic thinker. So that's K empty slots, a deceptively simple problem that forces you to think in both time and space dimensions. We turned it from random lights into a clean mental model. Positions, activation days, and 1 smooth linear scan. If you're serious about mastering algorithms, don't just memorize solutions. Learn to visualize the movement, because every data structure problem is really a motion problem, whether that's lights turning on, raindrops filling buckets, or robots walking a grid. It's all about what moves and when.
And that's it for the K empty slots problem. I hope you learned something new. It was very hard. I almost pulled out one of my ears here trying to solve it, but we got it. We made it through day one. So if you like this, hit the like button, follow us at the Runtime Diaries. We are going to solve many more problems. We're going to get into Educative's platform and we're going to upskill together. Join me and I'll see you tomorrow for the next problem.